Joy. I'm back with another live. And I hope everybody is doing well and staying safe. Um, so today, you guys, it's not going to be too much of a long video. And I also want you guys to remember that, to trust God's timing. That's another thing. And building a relationship with God is really gonna help you guys as far as like your recovery, healing, and forward movement. I just wanted to throw that out there. Like I said, this is not going to be a long video because I know it is a Sunday. But yes, God, yes, you guys, I just wanted to reiterate that God loves you. God is in control, and I want for all of us to remember is to trust God's timing. Remember God's timing, not on our own. And I have a big um, experience on learning about God's timing and trusting in God, like keeping the faith, holding your faith, and not giving up on God, even though times can be rough, times can be challenging, and you might go through different changes, you might go through different transitions. I just want you guys to remember that God does have your back. God does have your best interest. God does care, and I just wanted to let you guys know about that. But we're gonna definitely follow up on that topic. But another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is definitely learning lessons after narcissistic abuse. I want you guys to remember that you will go through things. So I'm pretty sure you guys already know if you've dealt with a narcissist, whether it was a family member, it was a friend, it was an associate, it could have been a coworker, or whatever the case may be. I want you guys to remember that you're always going to be learning lessons. But the key that I want you guys to remember, thank y'all for the like, but the key I want you guys to keep in mind is that if you learn the lesson, then hopefully you can take it, the experience, and, not judge it or anything or try to make it, right or wrong, good or bad or whatever, but just take the experience and then learn the valuable lesson, hopefully. And hey, everybody, hey. So, yes, you guys, I just wanted to, just chime in with you guys and, just so you can take to the next experience, or, how can you have done this right or said this right or behave. Hey, hey guys. And by the way, you guys, let me know what is you guys' mental health check. And yes, subscribe and make sure that you guys add me on Facebook. You guys are following my healing and my recovery room. So let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, how's everybody feeling today? Me, my usual is 8. My usual. What's up, Darren? Hey guys. So yeah. But yeah, I hope that, if you have dealt with abuse, it's a lag. Okay, is it good now? Is it better? Let me know if it's good, you guys, because I know sometimes it does lag, but yeah, no, I just wanted to mention, you're going to discover some things about yourself. Maybe you might be doing like an awareness assessment on yourself, or realizing things about yourself, whether it was the narcissist or I just want you guys to take the good from it and learn from for the next situation. You guys get me? And so I did want you guys to be mindful of that. But going back to God, though, like I just want you guys, if you have a relationship with God, I want you guys to remember that God does have your back, right? Like, okay, everybody in the room, raise your hand if you have a relationship with God. Raise your hand, put the little hand sign. If you don't have a relationship, I would love to know, um, if you want to share with us maybe why you don't have a relationship, or and if you do have a relationship, how is that relationship going? Like, let me know, you guys. Now, myself, I didn't have a relationship with God this was only after I experienced narcissistic abuse. So, my been learning from God is, trust in his timing. So let's say, if you deal with abuse, or you go through a negative situation that betray you, you may have people that lie to you. You may have people that try to cheat you or steal from you. But the good thing about God is that, he promises to never leave us, right? He promises to never forsake us. He promises to never, let us down. He promises to not be put to shame or anything like that. And that's what I truly love about God. Like, I've been learning a lot about that on my journey right now. Wounds, or emotional hurt, or childhood traumas, or CPTSD. You can literally say that out loud, you guys. If you have a relationship with God, you can ask him specifically to help you to heal certain aspects of yourself, right? Or when we talk about anger, that's another thing, because a lot of people deal with anger, right? Especially after being abused or mistreated or betrayed or taken advantage of, or in some form or way. Thank you for the heart. But you guys get what I'm saying. So if you are dealing with anger, I would just recommend, take it out in a healthy way. You don't want to take your anger out on the person, because you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. But not only that, but it may not be a physical trouble. A lot of times it could be spiritual trouble, right? Or it could be emotional trouble or mental trouble, things like that, right? So I just want you guys to be mindful, and also when it comes to anger, have your outlets. Anybody in the room deal with anger? Let me know. Raise your hand like this, you guys. What's up, everybody? And share with anybody in the room ever dealt with narcissists. Let us know. We want to hear from the family. I see you. I do have some good news. I did actually finish my project, so I'm super excited to be sharing with you guys updates on that. Let you know when it will be released, and just so you know, if you're curious to know what the project was about, it was basically about being in a toxic work environment, and overcoming the challenges and the obstacles dealing with a destructive, toxic, hostile, aggressive work environment. And a person could just be trying to just make a living and just try to take care of their daily duties, and they have to come. So I just want you guys to be mindful. Hopefully it's not lagging or anything like that. It's lagging or whatever, keeping my fingers crossed. But yes, excuse me. But that's basically what I wanted to talk about, to deal with your anger concerns, or let's say if you have outbursts, or if you feel like maybe you don't get your way when you want to get it, or maybe you feel like you can't take no for an answer and things like that. So I just want you guys to be mindful of that, and just kind of work through it. But yes, you guys, this is, like I said, it's not going to be a long video. I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know, having a relationship with God is really going to be the key to your healing. I'm telling you guys. I'm only saying that because it's worked for me, and I know other people that are, building their relationship with God, and is definitely, making a difference for them. Now, of course, God has to test people, right? He has to test his servants. He has to test his children, and test the people that, maybe he has chosen to do his work. And so I'm going to be the first to say it's not easy. Putting your faith in God is really, it's a challenge, right? It's a challenge because you can't see God, you can't touch God, so, but God is a spirit, he can be in a human form too, but it's really interesting, when it comes to understanding God and knowing that He really does care about us, especially if you're on the good side. Now, if you're out here doing evil, because I know I got some narcissists watching my channel. If you are a narcissist, or if you're a person that's being toxic and behaving in a bad way, God doesn't like ugly. Remember that. and remember the karma. So just make sure that you're always on the good side of karma. You don't want to be on the bad side of karma, right? But yeah, I just want to for you guys to keep in mind, if you are, having a challenge and dealing with anger, take it out in a positive way if possible. Um, do I want a donation? I mean, if you would like to donate, I would really appreciate it. That would definitely help the channel. That would be amazing if you could. And anybody else watching, you can donate to my channel at two ways. It would be at livenarcfree9@gmail.com, which would be on the PayPal, or you can also donate to my channel with Cashapp, which would be $Coach Joy 510. So, but yes, JPA underscore Hemi. That would be greatly appreciated if you could. And whatever you give, it does come back tenfold. So thank you in advance, and anybody else watching. And again, I actually did have a session today. Um, narcissists, or if it's dealing with mental health, any challenges or anything like that, you can visit my website and you can learn more about that. So that is the thing. So yeah, like I said, you do have people that maybe are like haters, or that are toxic, and people that are jealous and envious and things like that. They will watch, and you can't stop them. But remember, God is that can control like a hater or a jealous person or an evil person, things like that, right? So only thing that you have to do, if you've been a victim and a survivor of narcissistic abuse, you want to put the focus on yourself, and you want to put the focus on God, and you also want to put the focus on your children, because that's going to help you to heal. And remember, it has to be the right people, because me myself, I have made that mistake, and I'm pretty sure maybe you have too, or someone, if they have had toxic family members or toxic people around, blaming them for the narcissist behavior, or saying that, hey, it's their fault, or hey, they should have did something different, or hey, you should have tried to make it work. So, I've had that happen. So you want to make sure that you get in contact with the right people that can validate your situation, and they can validate your experience, because again, that's going to help you to heal. So I want you guys to be mindful of that. But yeah, the session went well today, and good experience. And usually, like when I do sessions, I'm always, a very transparent person. I don't judge, by the way. I'm not a judger at all. I know people probably judge me all the time, but I do not judge people, just because I know what that feels like. Nobody wants to be judged. Nobody wants to be criticized or anything like that. So me, really I really emphasize not judging, the people that I coach, or the people that I have sessions with, because, they really need that support, and it's a very sensitive time. It's very critical, that person gets, the attention that they deserve, the love that they deserve, the validation that they deserve, the empowerment that they deserve, and you want to make sure that you're connecting with good people, connecting with the right people, because a lot of times too, I think another thing that maybe people could deal with when it comes to the abuse by the narcissist is that inner critic, that negative self-talk. Because when you're around a narcissist, they're negative, right? They're toxic, they're always gossiping, they're always hating, they're always in drama, they're always in something. So you want to do, excuse me, the opposite of that. And so you want to make sure that you're away from toxicity, you're away from drama, you're away from chaos, you're away from people that want to start arguments, you're away from people that want to start just mess for no reason. You get me? So that's going to help you to heal and let go of that negative talk, because when you're around the narcissist talks down on you, right? They like to bully you, they like to belittle you, they like to try. And so you it's good to, when I say you have to work on your inner voice or your inner critic, that's a part of the inner healing. because whatever your mind tells you, you kind of follow suit, you know. So that's why it's really important to be around the right people, to listen to the right stuff, whether it's listening to like good music or listening to audio tapes or watching a video like this. Going to help improve your mindset, help improve your mentality, help improve your thought process, and help you to see things differently when it comes to the narcissist, right? So yes, I hope that that makes sense. But yes, let me know, you guys. Does anybody deal with anger? Let me know in the chat. I would love to know. If anybody experiences challenges with anger or like self-esteem concerns or anything like that. What else was I gonna say? But yes, keeping God number one, you guys. I'm telling you, it literally will save your life. And the beautiful thing about God is that He will guide you. He will guide your life, and he really will steer you in the right direction. You know, when you're dealing with a narcissist, they steer you in the wrong direction. They give you bad advice. They cause you to make bad judgment calls. You know, they try to hold you back in life. They try to make you stagnant. They want to keep you the same. They don't want you to have friends. They don't want you to move. They don't want you to explore and live your life and things like that. So, you know, the narcissist is going to keep you stuck. They're going to want to make you settle for less, because a lot of times the narcissist has settled for less. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you can have a strong mind and you can think for yourself, and reach out for help if you feel like you need help with making a decision, or if it's something in regards to healing, or if it's certain aspects of which maybe you felt like you were affected by the narcissist. Make sure you get help, you guys. There's nothing wrong with asking. It's nothing wrong with learning new skills. You know, it's nothing wrong with needing people to hear you. If you feel like you were not heard, you weren't seen, no one paid attention to you, you know, you can get help with that. You can learn to build yourself back up, build up your confidence, build up your self-worth, because remember, no one else is going to do it. If you don't do it, nobody can do it. I can't do it. Only thing that I can do is be a guide. I can guide you, but I can't force you to do anything that you don't want to do. You get me? So yes, so hopefully that made sense. Like I said, I don't want to make this video too long, but I did also want to ask the family. So, and I left this on the community tab. If anybody would be interested in doing a prayer group coaching program, you know, where we, you know, talk about the benefits of building a relationship with God, and that being an aspect of the healing and the recovery of dealing with narcissistic abuse, and how you can really protect yourself by having a relationship with God. You can heal yourself, you can focus again, you can reclaim your life back, reclaim your energy back, reclaim your value again. You get what I'm saying? When you have a relationship with God, you know that He loves you unconditionally. So, you won't be attracted to anybody that treats you. You get me? You would only be attracted to people that love you like how God loves you. You get me? So let me know if that sounds interesting. It's very sacred in my opinion, because I mean, God, if you have a good heart and you do good, lives within you. If you do evil, if you're conniving and you're deceptive, God doesn't live within you. That's the devil. That's not being a Christian, but that's an entity. That's a demonic entity, right? Because I know Christians are like, oh, that's the devil. So I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying more so it's like it's toxicity basically, because you guys know I'm not a Christian, but I'm spiritual, right? So but that if you are doing anything opposite of what you know is right, because most people know what's right, you get me? So if you're doing anything opposite of that, then that's an evil force, but the thing is, God did make good and evil. So I mean, that's how God wanted it to be. But most people do pick their side, and it's just like, if you are on the good side, cool. If you're on the evil side, cool. Just kind of do that over there, with the other devils or whatever. But you guys get what I'm saying. But anyways, you guys, I hope that this video made sense. And I'm just waving my hand at everybody saying hi. But like I said, hit me up, you guys, if you have interest in wanting to learn more about building a relationship with God, where we can have, you know, weekly prayer gatherings, and we can talk about the relationship that we have with God now, or about the relationship that we want to build, and we can also talk about how, um, you can. Grow it, that relationship with God, and how that can help your life. And what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? So let me know, you guys, what you think. Send me an email after this live, and we can definitely discuss the details regarding that. But other than that, I'm signing out. I will see you guys next week. Make sure that you get free and stay free of the narcissists. Like I said, I'm super excited, you guys. I did finish my project, so I'm super stoked. I think you guys are really gonna like it. And if you guys want to send me information, if you want to be a part of the project, if you guys have ever worked in a toxic work environment, and maybe you feel like it's changed you, maybe you feel like you had to survive a toxic work environment, send me an email. As long as you're not being a spam, because I know we have the weirdos out there. But serious inquiries only. And it'll be anonymous. No one has to know that it's you, but please let us know. It can help someone. But yeah, I did finish my project, and I do have more to come, so I'm super excited about that. More other events to announce. But other than that, I love you guys always, and see you next time. Take care. Bye.